Hey, what's up, Street Talks? Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So I wanted to do a quick video and just kind of, I guess, give you just like even a little mini tour of this Airbnb that I'm currently staying at for about. I did the math. It's actually around $600 a month, which is also still pretty good because I was able to rent this apartment for a month with Cindy via Airbnb for Ciudad de Mexico in the Doctores area. So one question I had was, is a nomadic lifestyle the quote-unquote best lifestyle? Obviously, I cannot decide this for you, and this needs to be something that you decide for yourself. And just to give you a sense of how freaking cool and baller this place is, check out this like awesome rooftop bar with all this random stuff. That's the entrance. I guess you could have a nice little standing desk here. I don't imagine ever using it, but like a grill here. Hang out with all your homies. I'll sit there. And this is the view of the city they have from the Doctores area. So it's kind of more of an industrial place right now. Mostly car parts and stuff like that. And man, to me this place is so awesome because I just feel like there's so many opportunities. Even there's this like random room there where you could interact and do yoga or some other things, I don't know. Anyways, so the point of this video is for me to share, is a nomadic lifestyle the best lifestyle? So we hear all these catchphrases like digital nomad, location independent, financially independent, blah 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 blah. And the question I've always been curious about is, does this in fact contribute to our personal happiness? And is this a better lifestyle or is this an ideal lifestyle? So first and foremost, you must dictate your ideal lifestyle for yourself. What's good for me, Eric Kim, isn't going to be what's good for you. And also everyone has different desires, needs, considerations, and so forth. So let me just speak for myself because my opinion is the only opinion that I know. So for me, I actually think for me the living a more nomadic or intermittent lifestyle is ideal for myself. This is why. So first and foremost, when you're kind of living on the road and nomadically, I'm just traveling more or less with one backpack, and you know, I have 2 pairs of ex officio underwear, 2 black merino wool shirts, shout out to outlier.nyc, 2 black merino socks, also shout out to merino to outlier.nyc, laptop, camera, phone that I share with Cindy, a tablet. And to me, the most important thing in my life is for me to create. I get the greatest joy when I'm creating, I'm thinking, I'm making, exploring, explaining, talking with people, interacting, and essentially living. And I know that I'm a typical American consumer. Trust me, I totally get suckered by wanting to buy all this stupid shit that I don't need. But when you're traveling and living nomadically on the road, even though you have the money, it's actually not preferable to buy more things. The reason is that, first of all, if you're living on the road, there's nowhere to put it. And secondly, you don't want to carry that shit with you. So even for me, like in theory, I have a lot more money saved in the bank right now. So in theory, I could buy all the cameras and tools and gears and gadgets and toys and gizmos I want. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to, especially if I'm living nomadically, because that shit is heavy and I don't want to carry it with me physically in my backpack, and that causes me shoulder pain and it's just kind of not fun. So generally that's actually why I prefer traveling light. So for example, my main digital camera for this trip is a Ricoh GR version 2, which is broken, but I still love it because it's small, it's compact, the raw files, it's insanely sharp, great resolution. And generally speaking, for me, the fewer possessions I have, the fewer distractions I have, and thus I'm able to be more focused in terms of creating photos, videos, and so forth. Furthermore, living nomadically is interesting because a lot of people think it's a kind of a sexier lifestyle, and I agree, but generally for different reasons what people think it is. People like, oh, you live nomadically, it's so like, you know, so romantic. But the interesting thing for me is that living nomadically is technically less comfortable. And I think for me, the less comfortable I am, the more creative I am. So for me, by living on the road, you never really put down super deep roots. And for me, I believe in the Roman saying, comfort is the road to waste. So when I am uncomfortable, that's actually when I'm more creative. So this is why the notion of luxury travel is such a strange concept to me, because the point of traveling is for you to actually put yourself into simulated poverty, or for you to actually put yourself in slightly more painful situations. And I think this is actually why people like camping, because camping is obviously more painful than if you're just to sleep in your nice bed at home. But we enjoy it because I think perhaps there's something in our human DNA that we like a sense of thrill, we like discomfort, we like irregularities, and perhaps there's something that in our human spirit that gets awakened when we are actually more uncomfortable. And so for me, I know that when I'm living nomadically or abroad or on the road, whatever it may be, I have more intellectual sparks. I get more creative ideas. I ask more questions. And this is also the thing that's interesting too, is that like being outside of America is useful too, because it gives me the chance to question a lot of American morals, ideals, and value systems. And also when I'm even traveling within America, there's a wide variety of thought in America, you know, comparing the Bay Area tech utopia to the LA SoCal fashion glam style to the New York whatever. So for me, the goal isn't for me to settle down and buy a house and live there for the rest of my life, but I really like this idea of intermittent living, where I intermittently, some periods of time I stay in places for like a few months to like a year, and some other times I might be on the road for like a week or two. But for me, actually, ideally, I do like the idea of think of it like almost like a military tours, like being settled intermittently in one spot for like 6 months to a year, and then just continually moving. And for me, even being here in Mexico City, I don't know the local language so well because I'm just practicing Spanish. I learned in high school and stuff like that. But it gives me a more childlike mind. It gives me a more open mind. I'm actually more, I talk with more strangers, whereas I find that when I'm in the States, I'm more closed-minded and I just want to like look cool. So I'm afraid of asking people silly questions and so forth. And so I think if you're an individual where creativity, travel, street photography, digital entrepreneurship, creating substance and sharing it online, if that's the most important thing to you, I actually do think that a more quote-unquote nomadic lifestyle is ideal. And there's so many different ways you could do this. For example, let's say you're a programmer. Ask your company if you could program while you're on the road, or even, I think even a smart idea, work for a year, 2 or 3 years, whatever, at a tech company, live the freaking cheapest way you could do, like share a room with 5 other dudes, whatever it may be, and save up a bunch of money and use the next 2, 3, however many years to just like live on the road or live somewhere else. Like for example, when I lived in Hanoi, we had this super nice, swanky, 1-bedroom studio apartment, brand new, that only costs between $350 US and $400 US a month. So you could do the maths, right? And let's say you could feed yourself on $3 a day, $5 a day, then like you could do the maths and figure out how long you could live on the road. And so for me, the point isn't to just kind of travel for the sake of traveling. I like the idea of living intermittently in different places, because you want to be kind of semi-rooted where you have an internet connection, stuff like that, so you could actually share your thoughts and write and take photos and so forth. Other ways is, obviously starting your own business, become a sole proprietor, a business of one, make a money by selling your services, products, consulting, teaching, workshops, which I do, and use as a way to give yourself enough money that you could essentially pay your bills and live your lifestyle according to however you do. Because the point is, if you're self-employed or you're an entrepreneur, generally speaking, you're gonna have less money, but the upside is you're gonna have more freedom. And the question is, what's more important to you, money or freedom? So if I had a choice of living in the suburbs with a Lamborghini or living on the road nomadically with 100% freedom, I would far prefer to live on the road. And also, let's say the first one is also associated with that I have to work for a company. I'm like, nah, fuck that. At this point, I'm practically unemployable. I'm like a wild animal. I'm like a barbarian. I could only do creative works and do things on my own accord. So once again, to reiterate, I don't think a nomadic lifestyle is ideal for everybody. But if your personality is kind of like me, you don't like to have a boss, you like to dictate your own schedule, you like to put yourself out there, and you want to create more artistic work and substance, then perhaps a nomadic lifestyle is more ideal for you. So obviously I'm going to be here in Mexico City for the next month or so. Then we're going to be jumping around the East Coast for a little bit and probably back in California. Might go back to Vietnam, not 100% sure, but I would certainly say I'm more happy, I'm more joyful, I'm more productive. Creatively, I've been uploading like tons of videos recently and shooting a bunch of photos. So I think it's best for me. I don't know about you. So yeah, share your thoughts and your opinions. Have you ever lived intermittently on the road? Are you an expat and so forth? What's your ideal lifestyle? And are you willing to take the risks to achieve that lifestyle? Leave a comment down below and share your thoughts. But know that reality is negotiable. Create your own and craft your own ideal lifestyle to be more productive, happier, and to do more dope artworks in the world. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.